Are physiotherapists doctors? Are they
No.
referred as doctors?
Unless and until you're a PhD, you cannot put doctor against your name.
Working with celebrities and marathoners, probably who are like the everyday gym-goers. How do you describe what you do in one line?
A lot of people have started coming to physios more from a maintenance perspective so they don't get injured. Symptom is somewhere else, but the cause is something else.
Right.
So what we end up doing mostly is treating the symptoms. You know, we don't try and figure out what is the cause that is causing the symptom. I see a lot of runners who come to me have so many issues just because they have a desk job. During and post-COVID, that anybody and everybody has become anybody,
Everyone, yeah.
anyone and everyone.
सबको सब कुछ करना है.
Exactly.
Akshay Wagh is a performance physio who works at the intersection of movement science, pain recovery, and sustainable training. Whether it's elite athletes, Bollywood stars like Hrithik Roshan, or regular folks recovering from injuries, Akshay's approach is rooted in principles, not trends. He believes physio isn't just rehab, it's a long-term mindset for how to treat your body. Hi Akshay.
Hi Krishna.
Welcome to GimmeTen, the podcast. There's a lot of back and forth that we had to do to finally get you here, and finally you decided to come. So
Yeah.
I'm very happy.
Thank you.
Let's just start with how and what Akshay Wagh is as a person. And what was the thought and what is that drive that actually made you to move into a direction where you decided that you want to be a physiotherapist?
So actually, becoming a physiotherapist was never on my mind only.
Okay.
I wanted to be a pastry chef.
Pastry chef.
Yes.
Oh, that's like really opposite, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was prepping for this CET situation after 12th standard, but then I also had the thought that I should go to that culinary school in Switzerland
Okay.
and study there because I have a massive sweet tooth and I've always enjoyed baking and stuff.
Okay.
But then my older brother's in-laws are both doctors and they told him that he should request me to consider physiotherapy as a field. So that's how I ended up in KLE's Institute of Physiotherapy, which is in Belgaum.
Okay.
As the first year went by, I was like, not bad, kar sakta hu. So then
Okay.
I continued.
But of course, it's been a great journey, right? You've been
Yeah.
associated with a lot of celebrities. You've been associated with a lot of marathoners. So, working with celebrities and marathoners, probably who are like the everyday gym-goers, how do you describe what you do in one line for them?
So they come to me with a hope that I'll be able to sort their aches and pains out. And I try my level best to do it as fast as I can so they can get back to doing what they love.
So, was there a turning point when you realized that, okay, physio wasn't just about recovery, it's also how people train, it's about change that how people train and live?
Actually, a lot of my perspective about physiotherapy changed when I went to New Zealand for my master's.
Okay.
Until undergrad, whatever was taught to me was literally,
Different.
I was like, I didn't know R of research when I went there. So it was a bit of a struggle, but it opened so many perspectives to look at one specific injury in so many ways that you can sort of sort it out. And that is where it was like a game changer for me. And anyway, I was quite passionate about the field any which way because as the years of my undergrad progressed, I started developing interest. And when I was in New Zealand and the kind of teaching, the kind of experience, the kind of exposure that we got, it was just unreal for me to sort of understand that this field has massive scope and massive growth opportunities also. It's just that you need to sort of be on top of your game to...
Oh, I'm sure you're at your top of the game. But I just have a thing, right? Are physiotherapists doctors? Are they
No.
referred as doctors?
So, in my opinion, unless and until you're a PhD, you cannot put doctor against your name.
Okay.
You have to put Mr. XYZ
Right.
and then you can put your degree.
Okay.
But in India, we are allowed to use doctor as a prefix, but
Okay.
I myself, I don't prefer to use
you
it.
don't, because we've never had this conversation where I've never had, I've never been told by you or your clinic that, okay, Dr. Akshay Wagh is not available, or Dr. Akshay Wagh is busy, or he's available. It's always been Akshay is busy or Akshay is not available. And I think we've also built that or established that
Yeah.
relationship beyond point where I think we've understood that, okay, you don't want to be referred as that, or you don't like to be referred as
I
that.
prefer to be referred to by my name only. And like I said, that unless you're a PhD, you can't use the prefix doctor. So, and that holds true not just for physiotherapy, for any field in India or abroad. Unless and until you're a PhD, you cannot use doctor.
But is that the same case if a physiotherapist works for a hospital?
Yes, in overall, that is how it is. Unless you're a PhD, you cannot call yourself a
But I
doctor.
think physiotherapists at hospitals largely call themselves doctors.
Yeah,
only.
so
But yeah, I know.
even for that matter, someone with a MBBS degree who has not done PhD cannot call himself a doctor.
Interesting.
Because doctor actually stands for doctorate of then whatever your subject is.
A lot of people, in my opinion, look at physiotherapists only when they injure themselves. But is there more to being a physiotherapist?
Actually, yes. You know, a lot of people with the kind of awareness that has been happening of late, a lot of people have started coming to physios more from a maintenance perspective so they don't get injured.
That's how we met, right? I remember you and I talking for the first time, and I was like, listen, I get like issues, even if I'm not working out, I'll get a pain somewhere in my body. And then you said, okay, it's like your body's stiff and there's something that you have to do about it. There's something that I've understood about your therapies as a physiotherapy and in comparison to what I've been with or I've gone to before. Largely with my same problem or with an injury, if I would run into a physiotherapist before, I would just go, they would use a hammer or they'd put a needle straight up or they'd just tape it or, I'm sure there are multiple ways to it. But in your case, it's the first approach that's always taken is that you try and release the muscle.
Yeah.
I think till the time I met you, whoever I bumped into, they would just needle me as if I'm like a body they can test on. So, what is the difference and why that approach? Why do you think? Because is it like you're more real?
No. So, see, again, no physiotherapist is wrong in what they are trying to do with respect to treatment. Everybody has their own school of thought. So,
Right.
maybe some people prefer to use modalities and exercises to follow.
Right.
Some people, they'll assess and then they just prefer to use needles or cups and things like that. But for me, like I said, that when I was in New Zealand, we had such wide varieties of treatment protocols and they just left it on us to decide what's the best. So for me, I started doing a lot of soft tissue release work while I was there, and I just realized that the kind of effect or the kind of recovery or the kind of result that you get from doing a release first up versus doing needles or doing machines
Right.
is they're like opposite ends of a pole. For me, I believe that the kind of result you get from doing a release, because you're using your hands,
Right.
you're literally feeling the muscle.
Correct.
So when you're feeling the muscle and when you're doing a release on the muscle, you are actually understanding what's going on in the muscle, how much of work needs to be done on that muscle to make sure that the pain scale comes down.
Right.
And then you support it with exercises. So that has always been my approach. And unless and until, like, people keep asking me that why don't you needle, why don't you cup? Because, use of hands from a long-term perspective, it's also an occupational hazard. Like, I've literally damaged my thumbs because of that. But that's okay.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, but
You've damaged us also.
So like I said, for me, I just prefer to use my hands first up, just to sort of understand what the state of the muscle is, what is the feel of the muscle, because the kind of feedback that a body gives you when you're doing a soft tissue release versus doing needles is like
Very different.
very different, very, very different.
So you're saying that, I still remember, and let's just take a case study from a perspective where I tell you that I have a pain in my calf, and there has been instances where I've told you that I have a pain in my calf, but you never touch my calf. You'd probably just know straight up that it's not your calf that's causing the pain. It's probably a pull which is here, but it's traveling to your calf. I'm just using a wrong example, maybe.
No. So it's not a wrong example. So see, whenever someone comes with any kind of aches and pains, it is always good to do like a overall body assessment.
Right.
Because sometimes it's just that the symptom is somewhere else, but the cause is something else.
Right.
So what we end up doing mostly is treating the symptoms. We don't try and figure out what is the cause of the injury or what is the cause that is causing the symptom. So for me, that is very important. Like when someone comes to me, like I literally start assessing a patient when I see him walking in front of me. Sometimes it's just that when they're walking in front of me, I probably even know what they're going to complain to me. So it is very important to sort of carry out a thorough assessment. And trust me, in this world, I can assure you that the assessment that a physiotherapist carries out is by far the most superior assessment compared to anyone else, because we literally dig into the minutest detail. So it's very important for a physio to hear out what the patient is saying, because sometimes when they're giving out information, some vital information comes out which sort of helps us narrow down our diagnosis of the condition also.
In your eyes, what is the most common, or what makes someone an injury prone personality, and what's usually the missing piece?
So see, I think it's very important for us to sort of be, I won't say super active, but some reasonable amount of activity needs to happen through the day for you to not get injured.
When you say some,
so
is there a number to it?
No. So what I'm trying to say here is that, see, human body was always designed to move. It wasn't designed to sit in one place for long hours.
Right.
So most of your injuries, especially, even for that matter, I won't say injuries that happen while you're playing, that is like on luck. But most of the other kind of injuries also happen because of lack of physical activity. For example, I see a lot of runners who come to me who have so many issues just because they have a desk job. That is because of long hours of sitting. So long hours of sitting plus lack of exercise, and then they want to run, and then there is no strengthening happening, there is no stretching happening, there is no adequate amount of hydration, then there are so many other factors that sort of end up causing an injury.
A lot of the trainers today actually have become a physiotherapist themselves, right? Like, okay, if let's say I'm working out and I've injured myself, and my physiotherapist my trainer would tell me, okay, let me use a massage gun and release a muscle, or let me just stretch this muscle for you. But probably at that point in time, that muscle does not require a stretching.
Correct.
It just requires for it to rest, right?
Correct.
What do you say to those people that, okay, you know what? There is a reason there's a physiotherapist. There's a reason there's a trainer.
Correct.
Right? You don't try and be us. We don't try and be you.
Correct.
So what about those people? Those, I wouldn't say over smart, but let's just say people who don't understand or don't want to understand the difference.
So see, I feel that this is sort of happened a lot during and post COVID, that anybody and everybody has become anybody.
Everyone, yeah.
Anyone and everyone.
Sabko sab kuch karna hai.
Exactly. Yeah. The thing is that we have such great courses available in India for trainers, but no one ends up doing those courses. It's just that, a trainer will just come and say, "Ke, who the hell are you? I've got experience for so many years." And fair. I'm not saying that, experience doesn't matter. Experience teaches you a lot. I completely agree and I completely understand. But what's the point of experience with half knowledge, which is going to cause harm to a person, as opposed to it's not a big deal, yeah. You have so many courses here, like you have strength and conditioning, you have ACSM, so many courses, and they are such amazing courses to up your knowledge, making sure and taking care of so many things that you can actually prevent with respect to causing an injury in the gym.
How do you, as a physiotherapist whose understanding is absolutely at its best about what the person's injury could be all about, have there been times where the issue could not just be physical but something related to mental health as well?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah?
It
You
can
want
be.
to tell us something about that?
So, see, simple. Like, I'll just simplify it to a point where if you haven't slept well at night,
Fair.
and next day you wake up with a miserable, you just wake up miserable, but you still end up going to the gym, and your trainer can see.
You're dehydrated.
And your trainer can see that you're like you're screwed types. But at that point of time, then it is very important for the trainer to say that you've not rested well, you're not slept well.
Let's just
At
take
the
it
max,
easy.
max, let's not do weights today. Maybe do some little cardio, like safe cardio, like walk on a treadmill for 30 minutes, or do cross trainer for 30 minutes and cycle for 30 minutes. Do rowing for 30 minutes. And then let you go. But again, most of us, and it's sometimes I would also say that it's not the trainer's mistake, because the person pushes the trainer, then the trainer.
नहीं आज करेंगे.
हाँ नहीं करना ही है. आप थोड़ा करा दो, but करा दो.
So always the trainer's fault here.
It's not always the trainer's fault.
Fair.
But then you end up blaming the trainer. When you come to a physio saying
trainer ने push कर दिया.
Exactly.
Trainer ने बोला यार ये extra rep कर ले.
And the thing is that I work with so many trainers, and all of them are such great friends with me that we don't have any kind of ego between us. Most of them that I work with, so I can like literally pick up the phone and tell them that this, don't do it. But there cannot be any ego game.
It's like a marriage, right?
Exactly.
Like you have to work together.
Exactly.
Right.
So that is the point. But most people
think of it as competition.
Exactly.
Right?
But I'm trust me, I feel really, really happy and really, really lucky to be working with such amazing trainers who are absolutely considerate, who absolutely understand, who listen to me because they know that I listen to them. Because see, it's always reciprocation also.
Of course.
We're all in the same boat
game, yeah.
to help one person get better.
Absolutely.
Their life is one of the most difficult life that anyone can live, because trust me, to be working for 12 hours, 14 hours, 17 hours.
Any actor you really enjoy working with? Like,
I love working with Ritik. For example, like I'm telling you, I've been running for almost like 8-9 years now.
Wow.
Okay, but in the last 8-9 years, I haven't had a single injury because of running.
On warm-ups and cool-downs, do you think it's like something non-negotiable? It's a myth.
Cool down.
I mean, the smile spoke otherwise.